7:45, should we kick off? So, welcome, residents. As always, I'm sure you all know that if there's a fire, the exits are there and there. The meeting is being live streamed, as always, and as I always say, you're nearer to the microphone than we are, so be careful what words you use, because it will be broadcast live to the world, and once it's on the internet, you can't take it away. Okay, so we're all here, so we have no apologies for absence. So moving on to approving the minutes of the last meeting. Looks to Peter for the things that he spotted this month.
Oh right, yeah. 2-2, I think it's a typo. It's Clerk. Is that supposed to be Clerk?
Only action by the clerk.
Yeah. And the word higher, I don't think that's needed, is it? A bit further down.
On the same 2.2.
Yeah. Before that.
Okay, yeah, I can move that.
Yeah. And then in 4, councillor should read council perhaps? I didn't quite understand it.
That was when a member of the public thanked the councillor, the assistant.
Right. It's just not plain, that was all. You think reading that in Tottenham's time is...
Yeah, at that point.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
How would you like it changed?
As you've explained it to me, that's perfectly alright, but for somebody else to read it, it may be slightly confusing as
Yeah.
to what was meant.
It's sort of a funny one, so thanking somebody for something they shouldn't have done is not really great. Okay, so any other comments on
that's
that?
it.
No? Yep. Minutes last meeting? You with us, Jane?
Yeah.
Okay. So just some actions from me. So first of all, we did have our residents meeting, which was an informal meeting, which we'll have a report on later. I did put a post on Facebook, but just wanted to say I did actually think it was a very positive meeting. I'm sure there's some things that we can take from that. Just a reminder for everyone, the residents, that there is the first Pickmere Remembrance Sunday event at the end of Clover Drive from 10:45 on Sunday, so everybody's welcome. I believe there are some poppy crosses that can be given out, but people are welcome to bring their own poppy crosses and plant those if they want to remember somebody who served.
Is anyone from the council?
I've been asked to place a wreath, so I'll be there. I'm sure.
You're playing. You're playing.
No, I've been asked to put a wreath down, so just clear up the council, which I've agreed to do. And it gets me out playing. So. And then we did have an inquiry from a new pizza provider, which would be on a Friday, and I understand that's ongoing as they're waiting the appropriate licences from Cheshire East. But they're keen to bring back pop-up pizza to Pickmere, which I'm particularly looking forward to, and so are my children. Okay.
Will they be here or the pavilion?
Here, I think.
Would you prefer,
I'm not bothered.
if they wanted?
I think it's probably better for them here. It's got hard standing and they've got the kitchen if they need it, haven't they?
But
Yeah, but there's no passing traffic.
But there isn't down at the lake.
That's true, but there's more people. You know,
Yeah.
there's more village there.
I think they still stand a chance of getting more here with them.
well, I'd say it's up to them.
than the last ones.
Yeah.
It does. It depends on the quality.
Okay. But I think it doesn't matter one way or the other. Whatever they prefer.
Okay.
Tricky.
Okay. Moving on. Number 3, declaration of interests. financial and others, and anything on the agenda that anyone would like to declare? No?
No.
Okay. Public forum. Would any members of the public like to say anything this week?
Chairman, you've somewhat stolen my thunder. I've come to just remind the council about the act of remembrance on Sunday. You've kindly agreed to lay a wreath on behalf of the residents of Pickmere. We hope that as many people as possible can turn out for that. Other events we've got on, we will of course be putting the Christmas tree up as normal, and Father Christmas will be doing his rounds on the 17th, am I right, Alison?
Yeah.
17th of December. And I want to ask council, if it's inclement weather, shall I put it that way, are we all right to use the village hall as a standby in case it's wet round the Christmas tree? So I'll leave that one with you. And the only other thing is we're looking at Party by the Lake. I know I'm getting a long way in advance, but we're looking at trying to change that and perhaps revamp it a little bit and make it more of a family event by perhaps starting at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and going through till sort of 9, 10 o'clock at night. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, but hopefully it will be something a little bit different than we've done in the past. That was all. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Apologies for stealing your thunder, but also thanks very much for organising all these events, because
Yeah.
I know they're popular. Anyone else in the public gallery like to do anything?
I'm interested to see a follow-up. I mean, I read the Facebook message, which was great. I thought it was positive meeting as well, regarding working groups and establish a working group to kind of pull everybody's ideas together. And I just wondered, where do we go from here, really?
Okay. I mean, that is an agenda item. Currently we're going through the official paperwork, so we can officially invite people to the meeting, and we'll do that for this meeting.
Okay, great.
Once that's in place, we can crack on.
Okay.
Anyone else want to say anything? No? Okay, thank you for your input. Update from Councillor Hague. That was circulated in advance.
It was. So there was a report from Councillor Hague who says she has received the Pickmere Lane Bridge closure update. She's received correspondence from a local resident suggesting a practical option to help alleviate the ongoing traffic issues resulting from the closure of Pickmere Lane Bridge. Kate and the Highways Chairman, Councillor Goldsmith, were included in this correspondence. Councillor Goldsmith responded to the resident, however, Kate has not received a reply to her follow-up request for further information or action. The impact of the bridge closure continues to be felt by residents, particularly due to increased traffic on surrounding narrow lanes. Kate has asked that funding options, including emergency or maintenance budgets, are explored to support any works that may help move this matter forward. Kate intends to raise this again at full council in December to ensure continued attention and progress, and she will update the council as soon as any new information is received from Highways. And then I did see another email from Kate today. Oh, that was to
John.
That was to John McPhee. Is that to be shared?
All right. Thank you, Kate, for an update. Okay, on to matters arising, so actions from previous meetings.
Yes, so there was a couple that I wanted to discuss. The United Utilities drain, that was supposed to be on the 1st. Councillor Knights went to meet them. Unfortunately, I received an email saying that they were no longer coming, and they were going to let me know when they were what their new date was. I still haven't received anything from them to say a new date, so.
Were they, excuse me, were they there? Did you have to turn up?
No.
Well, there was a van down there,
Yes, earlier on in the week.
eh?
Earlier on in the week.
So what were they
Not,
doing?
not at the time, they
No.
said they were coming on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock.
No,
I was
they-
there.
They came actually, you told me they came.
That's
They were
what
there,
they
they were there about 3 days before.
I saw two guys walking down, but I didn't follow them down.
They were down there for quite a long time.
Was that this week or beginning of
No.
this week or beginning of last week?
Last
I can't
week.
remember, it's a couple
Last
of weeks
week.
ago.
Where was the van? Where was the van?
It was parked on, it went through the Black Gate and parked there.
Okay. But there was one on this week at the top of, sort of like Clover Drive bit.
Well, I actually checked because I knew that you were supposed to meet, because you said something about it, and I said, no, I think Pete's supposed to be meeting
Whose
them.
van was it?
United Utilities.
Yeah, well, these that were coming to do the thing,
Traffic.
it's Sapphire. isn't
Yeah.
it?
They were on
That's-
behalf of
That's
that.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Was it that who it was?
I can't remember.
You actually took
If it was
photographs.
United Utilities, they may have been down at the pumping station,
The one I saw on Monday was Sapphire.
was it? Right.
Yeah.
So what's the
Better
drain they're
than-
supposed to be attending to?
The drain that kept overflowing, that
Oh,
they
that one.
cleaned out,
Yeah,
they're
okay.
going to reinstate all the land round it
Mm.
and dig out where the pipe is
Mhm.
and backfill it all with
Wow.
gravel to try and stop the ingress of roots.
Okay, so can we follow up with them and see
Mm.
what they're doing?
A few others was the play area signs to be replaced. I was a bit unsure of this, so is it the large? I was expecting like a notice board with like some
Mm.
signs in, but it
No.
was a
The
full-on
large.
huge
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, the
Um,
supports are rotten and the backing's rotten
Yeah.
and the actual sign itself
Is incorrect.
is incorrect. It has
Yeah, it has different emails and
different
numbers as well.
emails, phone numbers.
I could put something on the sign.
I'm
like
sure
a-
the sign can be altered, but it just needs new backing and support.
Yeah, so is it that you want me to look at quotes for a brand new sign, or is it that you just want me to put something, stickers over the incorrect, I guess, the information?
I think to
It's
save
information.
costs, just put stickers over the incorrect information.
And get some new supports for it,
Um,
because it's like
It's rotten.
falling over, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, in terms of getting supports, I imagine that would just be getting labouring
Mm.
to
Yeah.
do that, so
Yeah.
is that something you want me to look at, getting
Yeah.
costs for,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess,
Well, if it's, well, having said that, it's just two bits of wood and some self-cementing cement, so I'm happy to do it.
you want to do it?
Well, I won't. So I was happy to do it. But I can do that rather than spend money on it.
Yeah.
I'm an expert with vegetables.
Just needs something doing with it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And updating the information that's on it.
One thing you can get is just a plastic sticky back thing that could just go over the top of it. We can, that's probably the cheapest thing.
Mm.
They're dirt cheap to make that.
Okay.
But when you've got something over there, I'll
Have a look.
fix it. You might as well put that on at the same time as we're putting it out, right?
There was also the waste contract, renegotiating the waste contract. I have tried, I've rang them, and they said that they would send me over a quote. They didn't. I've rang them back. That guy, whoever I was speaking to, is off sick, and no one else would give me it because they said they would be stepping on toes. So they told me that he would ring me yesterday. I've had no calls. So
I felt I shouldn't have raised it, it appears, for reasons that we now know. So have we been billed again?
I saw an invoice, wasn't
We've not since I've cancelled any,
Right.
but I mean, we will get a kind of a standing charge until they take it away.
Yes. I'm not following on from the agenda item, it's just what appeared from that I'm reluctant to talk about it in public particularly. But I was interested in whether we had been billed, because we haven't before.
So what's the standing charge? There's never a standing charge in the winter.
Yeah, we had to pay last winter, we've always had to pay.
Yeah.
They pay for having it, so unless they take it away, we have to pay.
There's a standing charge and then there's charges for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've
So
not
I've
been
asked
charged,
them-
have we? So I'm concerned that we're stirring the pot now, and all of a
We
sudden we
weren't-
go, whoops.
We weren't paying much
Oh,
last winter because just before the winter,
Yes.
they billed us a couple of times. They took too much money, basically, out. And when I rang them and asked them about it, they said it had been an overcharge, and they then put that on our account. So that was basically
okay.
swallowing up this
Ah,
standing charge all
right.
winter last year.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I feel happy about that, so if it's going down in that way. But you follow me, I didn't want you to be bugging them, quite rightly, but then they go, oh, hello, we've never billed them.
I get yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they'll call you back, that's all right. That's their problem, not ours.
Yeah. So it's whether or not you want me to look at, or whether you want to chase or
Well, we
look
don't,
somewhere else.
we don't chase at the moment because we're not using it. So I wouldn't rush yourself to chase it.
Okay.
But at some point, we need, when it's back and not sick, we need to sort it out. But I don't think we should.
Just
you know,
before Easter.
Do we want them to come and collect it?
We're going to charge us for having it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
not using it.
Well, we don't want them to collect it, do we?
No.
Well, they may take it away, then bring it back in at Easter.
There'll be a charge for that, which could be more than
More than it's on. More than
the
charge for
standing
assisted
charge.
Could you
I can
check?
ask them, I can ask that.
Yeah.
they don't always. I think it's sometimes simpler to, if they know that we're going to have it as contract, they would not ordinarily, it would probably just leave it with us and maybe not
You wouldn't want
charge.
to keep taking it away, would you?
So I don't know, it's for like with a skip, don't they? They make
And
it,
that's, well,
it's free to take it away, but
well,
you have to pay to
we,
drop it off.
we have a skip, and with that, is we can have it as long as we want, and it's just depends on us how it fills up, you know what I mean? We can have it filled up like within a week or, but I think that's probably the same as that. It's probably, they've probably got loads of them and it's just as simple to leave it here, but
Well, let's find out, we're speculating.
we are speculating.
Wasting our own time, it's in there at 11 o'clock.
There is also the defib. So I had a locksmith come out, and they thought they had fixed it, but it hasn't been fixed. I have contacted the supplier to ask their engineers. They couldn't come up with anything, and they basically just asked me to, I said, well, we need to have it, I need to get a locksmith. They have agreed to pay a locksmith. A locksmith has sent out a quote to me, and he's hoping to come over tomorrow. He's going to do packing or something first, fixing what's there, and if that's not possible, he's going to replace it. And yes, that should hopefully all be paid by the supplier,
Good.
as it should, it's faulty.
Have we got the signage on that as well? I sent you some pictures to the laminated picture.
We did, and I haven't collected them, but I shall collect them on Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So then there was the 106 meeting, and that was going to be organised after the open forum.
Yeah.
So whether you want to organise that in our 11.1 agenda item,
I mean,
or
probably
we can do it over
Yeah.
meeting
emails.
discussion. Yeah, let's do that.
It'll be 11.1.
Oh, did you want to go over the fire safety?
The things I would like to, I've sent an email around to everybody saying the top 5 that I've chosen, the top 5 that Peter had chosen, and the ones that we considered were the most important, which came to more than 5. And if possible tonight, if we could discuss where the muster point is going to be, then I can get cracking on the rest of it and do all the questionnaires and everything for next time.
What's that?
The muster point, and can we order a muster point sign and a board for the entrance hall, so that all the safety certificates can be recorded on there, and notification of what to do in case of fire can also go on there.
So how much is the muster sign?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Probably need to know how much it is before we can say.
Do you want
Because
to?
that's the only one that was missing out of the pack. You know, the pack that we got with these, we put these signs up, the fire exit signs and everything else. And it was the only thing that was missing in the pack, that there wasn't anything on muster point.
Do you not laminate one?
With the information. Well, it's an outdoor one you want, so
It's an outdoor one.
we've done the things out at the entrance, so you need to write on those where the muster point is.
Do you want to authorise me a certain amount to spend on a sign?
I think we authorise you to find the price, and as it's a safety issue, we have the discretion, unless it's ridiculous, to buy it.
Mm.
If it's ridiculous, we have to come back and ask us.
Because it does have to be an outside sign.
And you want me to get quotes for you say a board like
Cupboard, whatever. It's just something so that...
like a
yeah,
pin board.
yeah. So the certificates can... We did have one.
Yeah. Come to them?
Amanda took it to refurb it.
And never brought it back. Oh.
But she said we didn't need the certificates. Well, that report was saying that we do need to display the certificates, that the fire safety certificates for the appliances and the gas certificate as well.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's that.
And where would we say the muster point would be?
I would say in the furthest corner of the
Car
car
park on that tree?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, fine. I'll bring those back then next time.
Okay.
Perfect.
So everything on the matters around. Okay. So on to finance.
Okay. Was there any questions on the finances from last month that you could see?
Nope.
Okay.
For me, it was that there was two for there was that security deposit.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah, for the new energy contract. So that's about a month's for gas and electric. Yeah, that was it really.
Okay.
So the new payments, there was one extra one that isn't there. This is fuel costs for mowing the IROS, and that would be £400.
That's in the budget. Right.
Yeah, that would have been in the budget.
Yes. Everyone happy with those payments?
Yeah.
is the renewal of the Wi-Fi and phone provider. So, I don't know if you've looked at some of the quotes that I sent. It was a bit difficult. I did have a look at Squirrel. They wouldn't, it happened with a lot of providers, to be honest. Anytime I put in our address, they just said that they couldn't provide to us. I rang places and couldn't get through. So yeah, I couldn't even.
They don't give a reason.
They wouldn't. Squirrel wouldn't allow me to do it either. Sorry.
They don't give a reason.
No, so Squirrel didn't. It just said, make sure you're putting in your right details and.
Okay. And the Squirrel that took on one of the others, and they're all in together.
Yeah.
But they were the only ones that would give me a landline as well.
Yeah.
Survive. But I still think the mobile is much more practical anyway.
So it'd just be, it's just like a you know, your old kind of
Brick.
standard, yeah, brick phones that can text and ring. But they, a couple of months ago, it was like £10 to get from Argos, and then there are kind of unlimited texts and minutes, little pay, you know, contracts that you get through places like Asda that are like £8 a month.
Yes.
And then we would get the Wi-Fi separate, if that's what you want, or we could go with, I could keep looking for quotes for a digital phone line, or it may be that you want to get a phone line anyway, with the Wi-Fi for here, and have a phone line, a landline, because I think that was something that you'd mentioned for the fire safety.
It was, yes.
Why?
It was something on the fire safety report that we needed to have a landline here, and it needed to be displayed in case of fire.
So, right.
It isn't one of the things actually that we'd included. We didn't include it in the checklist because we'd sort of left that, because personally I think just a mobile phone and a separate Wi-Fi, because
Yeah,
the majority of people now have their own mobiles, don't they?
yes, quite.
And it would be very rare if there was a group of people in here and nobody had a phone.
So we're assuming that are they saying we have to, or they're just advisory?
It was an advisory, it was
Okay.
one of the low priority ones.
Yeah.
I mean, they went through absolutely everything. It was
Yeah.
not really
Okay.
suitable, but yeah, it was just an advisory.
I'll stop getting annoyed now then.
So,
So if we went with that, let's say a mobile phone, cheaply, and a cheap SIM card,
Yeah.
and we'd still need the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi would be separate.
So, is it difficult to get Wi-Fi from all these other suppliers or not?
No, so I think I went on to somewhere and I got, so there was Now or Sky. I think Now is run by Sky. I don't know why they were giving different prices, but that was similar kind of MBPs, the kind of speed that we use now. That was around 23 a month. A lot of them are 24-month contracts. Some of them are 12 though. A lot of the quotes were for 2 years.
So the EEBT one, the renewal, was that?
That was
Lot more.
30. That was £33. Yeah, it's a large amount. The last payment that came out was 63.
Sure, you must be able to get something cheaper than that, Lucy, because, yeah.
The thing with the other thing with the BT is the digital phone line does not include calls. So people can ring, but I can't ring them. If I ring them, we get charged, which is why it got, I think £9 was added on. So I then have to ring people from my phone number if I want to call people. They have given me a quote though for having a digital phone line that also has minutes. So that would be £40. So that's Wi-Fi plus the digital line plus calls at 40 a month.
So you've still got to get a digital phone, even though the...
No, that would still, it'd still be just the way it is through my phone.
Originally, the box came with a phone in it.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't then define that phone. So that's where I looked at it.
It was both.
But it was in the defining code.
Okay, so the cheapest internet we've got is £18.99, is that right?
Is that the
Version, the Amazon 25.
Yes, so that was a small one.
That's 132.
132.
And 20 up. No, that seems okay. What are you using for?
Yeah.
And then what would the mobile phone be on?
So that would be a kind of one-off £10, and then it would be roughly £8. I mean, currently it's £8 that I'm paying. And with inflation, it's up to £9 monthly. So,
You okay for that?
Yeah.
You can handle?
Virgin,
Something I
T5.
work with this, yeah.
Yeah.
Change it up, yeah.
We'll have to plug it in with new set, the new one. You want to go for the internet? Okay.
Go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nobody wants to vote.
Next one will be Pickmere Press. So we have been paying £200 in the budget. It's kind of being classed as advertising payment. And this year we've been asked if we would offer a payment of 250.
And what were we paying, please?
200.
Do we know where the costs have gone up so much?
Wasn't mentioned.
They've got other sponsors though for it, haven't they, that are paying by the sounds of it, because I think Farmfield have just started sponsoring as well, haven't they? As well as, are you still sponsoring? And rights are still, so.
Isn't there an increase in issues?
I don't know, we have to know what it is for.
There's not a lot to the paper, is there?
Well, it's only for residents and it's in things, isn't it?
No, but it's generally a two-page, isn't it?
And the issues in here,
Hi, I'm lively informed. Steve, do you know what the cost of doing that?
I don't think the cost has gone up. I think it's the same as the other sponsors are paying at £50 a copy, so it's £250 basically.
Then you've got more money in your pot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
but,
more cost.
but it doesn't wipe its face every time, Chairman.
The more articles people write then, the higher the cost.
Sorry?
The more articles people write then, the higher the cost.
Well, a little bit, yeah. If you go to, if you have to do another page, then yeah, this one.
But I imagine the cost is pretty. But it doesn't really matter if you put one or another. That would be the same cost. Okay, so the proposal is that okay, the vote's for. Okay, unanimous. There we go.
The next one is 7.5, So this is, I don't know if you've all seen the email I sent. There was some outstanding payments that I was trying to recover. At first with Councillor Lorraine, or ex-Councillor Lorraine. And then it hasn't been resolved. But I don't think that I will be continuing to try, and it's just whether or not you as a council wanted to
Sorry to interrupt. It's gone, isn't it? You've got to wipe that up. You're just waiting for it's costing money, your time.
But I don't think it's not there's been a request to defer payment to the end of the year.
But you have.
Yeah.
Missed that.
So my thought would be that would be fine.
So if she'd been missing payments, do we believe her? What's the feeling?
She's not coming here anymore.
Quite. So why would she pay?
Well, I think, well, one thing, we have a document that says we will pay, which would be legally enforceable.
Into the scenario of costing money, changed to, what, how much is it?
I think the fact that she's probably still around the village,
You do?
I think so.
Do we name and shame?
I think that, you know, I think that,
Need to do that.
I think that it's probably known now by people who went there that, you know,
But they're responsible, isn't it? Yeah.
it is, yeah, it is irresponsible.
Not far to the end of the year, though, is it? To wait.
But I think my thought would be, there appear to be some circumstances. You know, we could start sitting there debating whether it's true or not. I think you'd have to take it on face value. Why wouldn't you? My thought would be that, you know, they may not have to pay by the end of the year. If they don't pay by the end of the year, then we'll bring it back to council. But we are legally entitled to charge 8% above the base rate on any outstanding money, which we could do, but we haven't. And then the next situation would be a small claims court. But in this case, it's very clear that the money's owed.
Okay,
Right.
I think what should be visible.
Yeah. Well, visit generally, this is you can pay in full.
So was there anything that you wanted me to put in terms of the hires agreement? So recently we've changed the price and we've put in about
They've got to give a week's notice.
Well, no.
Day. So whether or not you want to get payment beforehand, so like with Wincham, you have to pay before you get before you get the keys. So it's whether or not you want to follow something like that, and then you follow a refund structure. If there is a cancellation, so it might be that if they, cancel within a day or 3 days, they get paid in full back.
But I think that would ad hoc, but I think
I'm not saying people, maybe, but I think the people.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean that probably.
It's either one thing.
I think it's like going forward, any new hirers have to pay in advance. I think for people that have been using the whole for a long time, have always paid in advance. I think it'd be a bit to take them without having to pay in advance. But obviously, if they suddenly didn't pay in advance, or didn't pay, then we'd ask to pay in advance. But I think for me, I think cancellation's fine if you're doing an ad hoc hire. But I think if you book the hall every Tuesday, it's very hard to fill that spot. So I think for that, I think that people need to pay whether they use it or not. And that has to be part of the terms and conditions. You basically reserve this, for example, for the band every Tuesday. band turned around on Monday, they were not coming, not paying.
I think at the moment, I think it's, if you know that you're not going to use the whole a week in advance, they don't pay, do they?
Yeah, so usually if they let me know prior, so the other day or so, then it doesn't get put on there.
But I think it should. I don't think that's enough notice. If you make a commitment to take it every Friday for pizza or whatever, then we take it every Friday. Otherwise, it's very easy to go, "Oh, I can't remember once a week." Add to anyone else, so that's fine. So you that with you.
So is that what you would all like me to change it to, that they have to pay, for a day,
What does it falls like on Christmas Day or something like that, you know?
so not public holidays? So no refunds for cancellations.
Unless it's more than 5 days.
Well, that's how it is now.
Is it that?
No,
Yeah. I think it's a week's notice, because I'm sure we didn't do them last week. And Alison said because she was moving, she couldn't cope with it.
some of them give me lots of
I
advance.
think she gave me a good you know.
But it's only for a month's part.
Do you want it to be 5 days then? 5 working days? Okay.
Actually, probably worth just, I know it's our legal, right, putting on things in terms of people are making payment and 8% above the bank. Right,
8% for bank rate.
bank rate. That's right.
Do you want me to put a particular date or a time frame, like 30 working days? Or how, in terms of payment, yeah, 30 days. After,
Well, then, welcome to pay in advance, it have to be within 30 days of the booking, or immediately if someone comes and says, "I need next Wednesday," you need them to transfer the money.
if I draw up a draft and then I send it round for, this advice to. 7.7. Did anyone manage to have a look at the budget?
Just so I understand correctly. So as far as I can tell, from this forecast, we've managed to cut the deficit from 7,000 again to 3,400. Is that right? Probably, so that's 50%. But but this is the potential income for next year, this is the expenditure. So last year we were running at £7,000 deficit. Now it looks like we're running at £3,400 deficit. Because that's the difference between what we're going to get.
There's the potential
Yeah.
income. And, with the, committed estimate expenditure.
Last year we were potentially income something thousand short. But it gives us a number to think about, we set up. You did say our plan was to balance the books before we all left or got re-elected. They only look reasonable to me.
There was a couple that I wanted to, I'd starred, that I just wanted to get verifications of. Sorry. One was the clerk's expenses. It's currently been 336. I mean, in this last, I guess, 6 months, it's been £22.48. I need to double check that on what that was. But I don't imagine it being a large amount, as up to 336. I don't know whether there was kind of fuel costs that were with previous clerks, possibly.
For most, I think may have moved away from the clerk paying, shouldn't be paying for. The councils have been doing it, so I'd rather leave it and my council sort of pay for stuff. So it puts you at risk, really.
But even then, if the councillors are buying stuff, that would be under a different budget. So if that would be that a councillor is, let's say, emergency siding, yeah. So if that was, yeah, that would be under something else really. So in terms of a personal clerk's expenses, so like with other places, there's usually it's mileage, but I don't usually charge Pickmere mileage because I'm around the corner. So I was thinking we could decrease that and see where we go really, 336 to 100.
Yeah.
Then there was Pickmere Press to confirm that one. That one's confirmed to increase. There was the stationery budget. I was going to decrease that one. And see how we go there. The training for the clerk. So, with the CiLCA course, potential CiLCA course coming up, that would be running next year. So I didn't imagine that I would be using much of a budget. So we increased it last year to include the CiLCA budget, and I was proposing that we put it back to what it was originally, which was £100 for a year, for the following budget year. I wanted to. Councillors, I was wondering if we increase it. It was 400, we put it down to 200 last year, and I was wondering if we put it back up to 400 with possible new councillors. Another one was licences for the village hall. We have not renewed our licence, so I was going to propose that be 0. Oh my. Why? I don't know. There was building maintenance. So we've had a bit of building maintenance for the village hall, and we haven't had a particular budget for this. And I was going to propose, I guess, a general wear and tear building maintenance, 1,500. There always seems to be something with the hall, or whether you want to put more in, or then there's the pavilion. There was something down as annual services 450. This has been a recurring amount. I just didn't know what this was. We haven't paid anything.
And it included map testing.
Yeah.
And the
map testing shared with you, and the fire extinguisher.
fire extinguisher, the sharing field.
Okay.
So we could proportion.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have a look at half it. I've put in what the forecast, and just adjust that a bit.
Well, that's the water and electricity.
Yeah.
That's the same. We already do that because it's there.
Yeah. There was the policing hotspot scheme. There was £1,000 approved for this year's budget. I just wanted to know if you wanted to keep that for 2026.
Haven't spent that, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 998.76.
Is it just for PCSOs that? Yeah, no, we had them. They were coming down anyway. It's just, it was. I still think that we've probably got this was relatively. I don't think we've probably seen as much of them. You think so, Chris?
Well, I'd say that we didn't pay as much of those lunch charges.
No, I don't think we'd seen as much of them if we hadn't paid it. I think that because we were part of that scheme, I think that they probably looked.
It's probably worth keeping. But they don't spend. But as a
Scott, they said it was unsustainable.
them coming down the way they did, yeah. And also, as the scheme expands, there'll be more people asking for available overtime. But the funding, we're funding down overtime. So,
What's warranted?
oh no, we were paying it. Yeah. Plus a little overage from their administration. And I'd say keep it, and because if suddenly we need it and we've got it, then that would be a good thing. Just work on getting it approved.
The only thing that we have to give them how much notice, that was the compulsion. We ended up with a weekend when we actually chipped it down the rain once.
Well, they wanted a month. We could move down to 2 weeks. But we did have a sergeant and his guns were down on a rainy weekend, and
We sent to ask them for feedback on how effective their effectiveness,
I think they issued over 700 tickets.
and how effective did they think that was.
well, in terms of
Their revenue, they don't want to
yeah,
do.
I think it up.
So they're the only one really that is that.
Well,
In truth, I think we could have done with
But I mean, the police are under the problem that they have. They've issued a book and the finance and the oh, they have to go back to the station again. But it's to stop people from going around just handing out parking tickets.
But the thing is, if they are coming here and they're being paid to come here, then really they should be coming here and enough tickets. That's just mine. Can you feed that to them?
Let's see. I'm not sure they'll be taking you up on it.
Well, it's true, isn't it? You know, if they're coming here to, if we're paying them, then, you know, come down with the relevant tickets to ticket.
But they're coming here to do with antisocial behaviour, which is an element.
For us.
But out of all that, the residents of Pickmere are the losers because they're paying for it. The police are walking away with money. They're getting the fine and Cheshire East style as well. And we're paying for the privilege of them being able to do it.
It could be worse places than Clerk, couldn't it?
But I don't think we'll say that. Certainly have to shout.
Well, it's at least the people that we're looking at, especially when we're talking about we're not balancing the budget by over £3,000.
And if we want to increase the precept.
Well, I mean, we have a discussion with Cheshire East about it.
Again, if we want to not increase the precept by so much, we could take £1,000 off.
We could, but then they'll be wailing and gnashing of teeth the first time that they expect us to.
But the police have said that they have a threshold, and once that threshold is they come and they want to pay. When you're telling me that over this last summer, when they were coming and charging us the threshold hadn't been reached.
In some cases, yeah, because of ratings. So, I mean, we'll never really know. But I would say keep £1,000 in the back pocket, but we'd have to spend it wisely. It'd be for an emergency situation where we're competing with other people. So do you think a lot of people, more people will be doing it next year than this year?
I mean, we haven't had many service orders this year compared to the year before.
Well, what happened with the PSPO?
Well,
Well, no, I think they.
It just seemed like Cheshire
So
East
they-
were going looked.
Yeah, I thought the Japanese E said that they didn't take any more because they haven't got the resources for it.
but they've got a very small department. I've talked to her. But that's difficult for them. Pitcher West are much better at this than they are. I think what we had, but it's just the thing now. So when the police took it to the multidisciplinary committee, the response was there isn't enough data here to have one. And I think there is data, but someone has to sit down and collect that data.
Problem. We get quite a few phone calls, and they don't. You know, any antisocial behaviour, nobody's ringing. Or not enough people are ringing.
There's so difficult to get through, isn't
You're just gonna
it?
wait.
Not the easiest.
No, it's not. You're just gonna.
But there's the online stuff. That counts.
I don't know. Well, it's interesting that because I know that somebody did it on Clover Drive. He actually asked them for the information. I need to find out that. It's favourable, the online thing, as much as ringing. And I still don't know whether or not that the fact that they're actually, when people ring, that we're being given the same number, whether they're just looking at it, which is all that.
Right. Not going to change it. Anyway, we're doing the budget on the but we've got people to keep £1,000 of.
It's not going to lead to a waste of money.
Okay. So we'll extract ourselves from what's not recently.
One was community events. It currently is £250. We haven't spent that money. Do you want to keep it, increase it, lower it?
What do we mean by community events? Do we know?
I guess if you were going to put on an event, it might be that you funded the an event like Party by the Lake, or something like that.
This was this is actually the remember the actually lots of the first thing that was the 250. We became arranged.
Something just as a.
So is that for Christmas?
That was the Christmas chocolate selection boxes we gave all the kids from Santa's birthday.
Is that something about authorising for this Christmas?
No. There is a Christmas one.
Did you want to keep it in the channel for next Christmas or? No? Okay.
But having what we've done there, having £250 in the slush fund for something that we might need to buy is probably not a bad thing. And at the end of the year, if it hasn't been used, it'll go back into the pot. Yeah. That's what you can spend it on without coming to council. And technically, it's not to come to council anyway. Or you can just make it a lean budget.
Yeah,
That's what we're trying to do.
I don't think there's any harm in having 250 quid in slush when you've got something that.
It's got to be done.
Slush, but
Yeah,
No, it's community events.
it no people needed to be in it.
But I think that's the only time I was using it.
That's good.
Okay,
So is that 3 people that want to keep it?
who would like to keep the 250 for community event?
Chris, do you want to keep?
No, community events.
Do you want to keep the £250 just in case?
Community events. Yes, default events.
And there was 850 for the neighbourhood plan.
I think that's going to come out until we know what locality you're doing.
We've spent currently a certain amount.
Yeah.
Is there a certain amount we want to keep in there for now?
Probably 200, just in case, depending on what's happening in the county and everything, for the website. It's agreeable.
Last 2 was on Clover Drive, we've got Buttercup Way Path. 275. This has been a recurring thing, I didn't know, haven't got anything currently going that we've spent towards that. The planter, would that have been considered by this?
What was originally, we paid a company to come out and mow it down and cut it down. I think the last time it was about £750 or something like that. Since then, we've not spent anything on that because it's all been down to the volunteers.
Do you want me to put a 0 there?
So probably still.
Yeah, we'll need something for the planter, but
So if we,
How would it cover the cost of the
yeah,
perfect, yeah, so the planter can go.
yeah.
Have you managed to look at any quotes? Does it need to be?
Well, we're going to leave that until next spring. Because obviously we didn't want, there's no need for it during the winter. And it's the effort of trying to keep it alive during the winter as well. So we're going to look at it next spring and get some quotes sort of coming up like April time.
Have a look. So would that would be including, I guess, not just the planter,
The plants as well, the compost.
I'm not quite set on what you would want, maybe if you could show me what you want, and then I can get quotes. And then just kind of give a rough, would there be any costs after it's been purchased over that year to maintain it, or is that going to be covered by volunteers?
Hopefully be covered by volunteers.
We could add in a little bit for, I don't know whether you're going to need more soil or more plant.
Yeah.
Would that be something you'd
Yeah.
be to look at?
We were talking about, planting there, so, something, do we need to roll that in the spend budget?
Well, I think that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
So we'll look at quotes, then give a bit more of a detailed thing there. And then last one was the playground equipment. We haven't had a budget for this. We've spent 400 on repairing the tower. Do we want to start putting some money away specifically into this budget if we're wanting to replace it?
Well, the survey that was done said the tower will probably last about another 2 years, was it? Or 2 to 3 years.
So if you want, what I mean is if you wanted to put some of it away now, maybe not the whole amount, but you put some now, and then next year's budget again, look at filling that gap so that after the 2 years we've got enough
in that budget to
I think,
do
I think realistically, we're not going to have sufficient money to replace the tower. It's going to have to be done either by grants, donations, and something like that.
Yeah.
I think realistically, we were talking about, there is no way that the council can begin to start to look at that. I think the only thing we should do is perhaps put some money aside for emergency repair, like we have, like we did then.
or we could put in a similar amount around, 400 or 500.
Yeah.
Just
We can
something
do our
else.
own plans of wood that need notices that need repairing, and we need to have some funds there. Budget there, so we can say, we can do that.
So are you all happy with me putting 500 in that?
So, spoke to, officially, Wincham about their chamber, the message that came out of it was never use wood. Now, I know we had to, of course, for the interface, because there was nothing. I wonder if there's something, what else can we use?
Well, I don't know, because lots of other playgrounds do use wood, and we do get a lot of these from oh God, what's the company? I can't think of the organisation now, that come out and do burning timber. Forestry, yeah.
Just recording that Wincham said, bottom line was, never use wood.
Well, it's fine, I think, if you can afford the more expensive the metal and plastic, which is thousands. Whereas a lot of these others that are cheaper come in sort of like us, I said that playground dancing, they've got the whole lot done by a forestry commission playground. And it was fine, it was fantastic.
I did wonder, because
Yeah.
some wood, what thing the telegraph poles, haven't we? They must have.
Yeah, but I think when we do come to do that, and we do come to look at that, those are the things that we should be looking at, forestry commission and some of the others as well, because the playground equipment itself it's out of our league. And then, you think, well, do we need this or do we not? Yeah, exactly. It was nursing it along.
Again, what we put in to
Yeah.
Springies.
But I was thinking, depending on the type of wood and what you pay for it, it's a short term, isn't it? It's a short term fix anyway, isn't it? It's still not written.
So I guess those were my questions. Was there any that anyone else had that they were concerned about or interested or wanted to?
Well, we've already spoke about the waste removal, haven't we, at Anderson Lake. Percent uplift on that, and we're talking about actually using it. I mean, other lines that are in there, like projects, if nothing's happening, should those lines be removed?
Well, that one, it says projects, but it's actually where we put our election and legal costs that we need to,
Oh, the
What
miscellaneous
aside?
one.
yeah, we could have a separate one for projects and miscellaneous. The last couple of years it's been kind of for election and legal costs, potentially.
What was Amos doing that often? Do we know? We just leave it to him?
Well, he's supposed to come and do around here
Yeah.
once a year. No,
Didn't we take it out last time?
can't remember if we took it out or not, because again, the volunteers have been doing.
It says Hedgeford once.
Yeah,
Village Hall.
yeah, well, we don't even really need that, to be honest with you, because the volunteers, Pete Jackson, Peter himself, and Nick and some of the others.
So if we're paying
It's,
£667,
it's a way to save money. He does, however, go up and do the playground, and cuts the grass in the playground, and he cuts the top of the arrows.
I'm just wondering, thinking across the whole thing, if it might be cheaper to jump in and roll it into the contract for the holidays.
There is the possibility of doing that, yes.
Seems odd having two different suppliers
Yeah.
for the same type of work.
Something that we could look at. For locums.
Probably don't know that.
That's the chance to follow that through.
The quotes from Jeremy.
Yeah.
So,
Not just one we haven't got on as a budget item is the green bin.
yes, that's number 7.
No, but it's
It's
not
not
in
in the budget.
the budget. I don't see it.
So village hall, grounds maintenance. So that,
It's
it's saying, yeah, grounds maintenance, paid 59. It will be, it says 99, but it's 60. Yeah, yeah.
Next year will be.
Jump.
good price.
Was there,
That's controls.
Yeah.
It's clearly not working.
And second of all, I think they did never comply.
It needs some on
Oh, really?
yes. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
There was actually one more thing that I would like to bring forward, if I can just do it now. We're in the budget, it's not the budget, but it's estuarine tree care.
Yeah.
It is for that tree at the end of Clover Drive.
That tree seems to be growing. I know that, laugh away, and the eyesight's going. I'm 80 years old, you know. And when I look at it in alignments, it's square because the bottom branches have dropped off, as you know. And the top half has gone upwards again. And for this day to me,
Is it a landscape? Is it?
Oh,
is
no,
it
no,
just there?
I think Luke's talking about there's still the birch that's dead.
yes, oh, where are you going?
I think you were then talking about the other one. Oh,
No.
there's still the birch.
There's still a bit.
But that sort of bird has honeycombers in the yeah. That fungus was built for the
I'm giving a quote of 200 to add it to, come on this 6th, I think it is, of December. To add it, to there, because that's something,
Yeah, I think that's good. It's cheaper than the other one.
I did ask, he said he was very busy, he was trying to say the end of December, and I was like, can you do it on the same day? So they're gonna do that.
spreads with summer.
Are you wanting them to uproot it?
No, but he needs to know it's got honey fungus and they may use it. They've got it.
Yeah, they should know,
Unless you got another 10, tell them it's not honey.
you'd be able to recognise it, so. But I was gonna propose that they, leave the stump in situ. I didn't think that was something.
I think that's asking him for the question, but what if it's true? They'd have to treat it.
Still growing.
But yeah, probably just make them aware.
Is there anything else in the budget if I make those changes? I haven't received the official preset letter, I requested it, and they did tell me the about what our tax base is. So I don't know if anyone saw on the second tab. So it's slightly increased our tax base. So, yeah, it's whether or not you want to.
Sort of wait until the budget. That's altering. 26.
Okay. So do you want me to bring it again to December meeting?
Yeah.
And then we can approve the precept?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, do that.
You have to agree with everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tighten this up and then, send it all out again, you can all have a look again.
Should we bring it back to look down?
Yes.
Then, just bring back the costs for, was it the house, which brings us down. No,
I think that's actually in there, isn't it? And the household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that's how much it is.
I'd like to know what the increase for Band D would be if we found something.
Yeah.
Working within touching distance.
That's as is now,
Yeah.
isn't it? But once limited amended it all, it might be a little bit lower than, whatever it is, 15.5%. But
6.5% is a lot.
it is.
Especially if people are getting a lot more tax. Either that or we're going into hyperinflation, the country's going to go bust.
not depressing. But I'm joking.
Okay. Right, we can kick off with it. We're already at 5:09. We've only got to. Even by our standards, this is slow. No, I appreciate the budget.
It is a big financial, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a big thing that needs to go through.
Something that we got all the years.
7.8, so, I was looking at the CiLCA. Originally I had to wait a year, before I could start it. The last date for intake for this year was August. The next intake is February. They are now changing the system of how to do the CiLCA, so you now have to do a course and be training with a trainer before you can then enroll onto the CiLCA. So, looking around, I was chatting to the SLCC. They do this course. It's called Building Your Portfolio, and I was advised you kind of generally are on that course for a couple of months, getting all your stuff together, and then you go on to do the CiLCA, and you'll be doing that simultaneously. Usually, a association of councils, your local association of councils, so like CiLCA, would provide that course, but CiLCA is one of the few that don't do the training. So I would have to look at doing it with someone else or just doing it straight with the SLCC. I was told that the associations are cheaper, but from what I'm finding, it's not, there's not much in it, really. But it's hard because they've not actually put out their prices and their dates for this course yet, not until December.
Lucy, what's the benefits of you doing training?
It was mainly something that was a requirement of my employment that I was.
It's perfect. to act as a even if we opted 3 people, we still have a majority of elected councillors, so it'll still be Andrew.
What sort of money is it? So,
Those, if it's a condition of employment,
Yeah, we can't.
you can't just say,
Not do it,
we're not
we
doing
do
it, we're not doing it, because you're better wages. And it could cost us more money to pay you more.
It's some wages.
So I'm concerned, the more you can add
Yeah.
to your experience, to pass on to help us, and all for that, that's where we've been lacking.
To ask as well, when you're doing the training, do we pay for that? We pay for the training, we'll pay half with Antrobus on money. What hours will we be able to pay for extra hours?
generally, I guess the employer pays for the time where the employees are doing training, yeah. But yeah, again, that would be split with Antrobus, who have said they would pay half the fees.
What sort of money is it, about £1,000 or something?
So it's for members of the CLCA, which we are, that is 350, and then
Is that the course?
that's for the course, and then I think it was 495 for the course, for the CiLCA qualification.
And paying you as well for the day.
So the course is 2 hours per session, and there's once a month.
Yeah.
So it's a online thing. And then I haven't been told what the CiLCA for that.
That's not mine. Or
Yeah, I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
really employer to
Yes. Yeah, the time.
which I mean,
Okay, so it's just a note, so everyone. Okay,
Noted.
7.8 was the garden waste scheme,
Yes.
and the increase to £69.
I've spoken to someone in the village who is quite prepared if we can find a one-ton sack. If we fill the one-ton sack and tell him he will collect it and dispose of it, so we will not need to clean it.
we ask you, it's not there.
It's not-
there are times when you can't.
We have used Lawton's when the bin's been full, still got a whole load of stuff that needed going.
The last time there's the telegraph pole,
Yes, they cleared the telegraph poles.
they cleared this one on the premise that they were going to replace the pole. They cleared it all and left it in the car park.
We had
They
to dispose of
were-
it.
So we had to dispose of it, got rid of it all and everything, yeah. But they haven't replaced the pole, did they? And they haven't replaced the cable.
Okay, I think as long as we can get a formal email or letter from best to them, then I think we can accept.
He would probably be here with CiLCA. It's formalised. So he said, not with anything that was old.
I think enough. We did that over into the park.
Yeah.
So yes, no, but I think if he was to offer to the park, if anyone's got an objection, we'd accept.
But does anyone have a one-ton stack, or do you want me to buy it?
Yeah, he Your own toilet.
I mean, I have one, but it's not a one.
It's full with
One ton, yeah, I want like a ton, yeah,
Oh, 1 ton.
1 ton.
Builder's bath.
Yeah. I've got like,
before we've got.
I thought it was
okay, perfect.
Okay, so that's what's on for the another one.
Planning, I haven't received everything. There was that one earlier on, they very quickly, it was the Mayview Farm prior approval.
Yes.
That very quickly, they,
It doesn't need it.
yeah, so they don't need it.
To get it on, that would be it. System. The costs still outstanding that haven't been.
There's one that's refused.
Yeah.
Mulberry House.
Yeah, yeah.
2.
Number 9. I've had a few emails, oh, sorry.
It's a never-ending story, this one.
It is. It is, but again, the concern as well is,
I think we need to write to check it.
yeah,
Boston, why now Boston isn't doing something.
doing something about it. Because they are now as well, of course, with the new planning things that are coming in, and the new local plan, they're now looking at areas, suitable areas for. But
But there are other ones that the council have already, on a yearly basis, they used to write to Cheshire East asking why enforcement hadn't happened. And various ones in the past.
Well, I wouldn't be aware that again. So,
Issues still ongoing that they haven't done
Who are we writing to?
previously.
Yeah, no, but who are we writing about? Because there's a lot going on down at Spinks Lane.
we're writing about all enforcement that hasn't been enforced.
Then it's been parish.
It's quite
On Spinks Lane.
Generally,
in village.
I mean, just that the film on Spinks Lane here, so I was wondering whether there's a particular case down Spinks Lane that we were.
Oxford's name. What's that?
That's all, yeah. So the other enforcement that.
so we'll write the history source and an update on enforcement in Pickmere.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll look forward to the response.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been on for a long time.
did we actually got this far? Right, so
No, it wasn't within our jurisdiction.
Now,
the hedge, you know, cutting.
Yeah.
trees.
Planning farm. Planning farm.
Yeah. I just wanted, I thought we were going to write, just to say, we're concerned,
Yeah.
we can do much more.
I wrote to Cheshire East,
Okay.
but yeah, never had a reply.
But we need to make a mark.
Okay. Notable correspondence.
Yes, so I had an email that you saw that did not give any notice about diving into the lake with the idea of potentially recovering items for the council. if they are found.
There's a boat down there.
It's not there, is it?
And it was just kind of, I guess, whether this is something, I mean, obviously they didn't give any notice. They emailed in the day before they were wanting to go. But I did say that I would ask you, and what would you like them to reply in the future? If they do come and do it. I don't know if they do come. I don't know. They didn't let me know.
Any property that's on our bit of cheese would be property of the council. So we'd ask, you know, if we do want someone to go and get it, we'd let them know. We might not,
Yeah, honestly.
I would like to think that the vicarious liability of saying yes would be, so it's a local us.
Second one I got was from a recent widow who whose late husband had grown close to Pickmere Lake, and she wanted to scatter ashes at the lake, and I wasn't sure if this is something that people need to. It's a bit of a weird one with the right of way, but then it's private land. Whether they even need to ask permission to scatter ashes here.
Request permission to interfere in any way with that request would be wrong, morally.
So we can,
So going forward, it's just something that I've been.
Yeah,
It's clearly not about pouring his coffee down the drain.
no, well, there's much work goes on for. Do you feel the need to reply or everybody?
Tried, I rang, yeah, I wasn't given any.
I'm the phone. But I think again, that if councillors decided something, then we that as a precedent, and further requests of similar things from people treated in the same way, until council decided that that was not the case. That's how it works in law.
And then the last one was a request following the open forum. Would might be something that we want to discuss in 11.1.
Yeah, okay. No problems. So we need to turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Because doing the full option, so
We want to do that in the
I think we don't mention names. I mean, I think it's the general principle that, you know, are we going to interview the people that have put their CVs forward? That's the general consensus. Okay, so as a council, we will arrange to meet those people and hear what they've got to say. So with that for you to organise.
only.
No, this is the co-option is coming from the board. I think I can't remember what it says. Pretty sure it's the council. Yeah, we're not employing them. But yeah, but that is another problem. Unemployment. That order meeting, so they complain about it in the meeting. Right.
Submit the button you see, will you?
Right, reports, 11.1, open forum update. Who wrote that one? Okay, that's all about.
Of the open forum. there has been in the past items about kind of going forward. And if there was anything that wanted to, I guess, propose any of the things that we.
Well, I've got here, Lucy, the 46 questionnaires that were sent out to the village that I think probably could be, they didn't all come to that meeting, but they wanted to be heard. So there was a few questions asked, some of them, as you were, but not for this.
I think but I think it is, as I said at the beginning, we need to probably go on to item 11.2 and agree the rules, and then get working groups together. And I guess the first point of action to look at this, this is what we think is useful. This is what's not useful.
The 106, was that something you wanted me to do just over emails or dates?
You can do it.
We get it.
And is that something that is going to be advertised for the village to attend?
I think the person is discussing this.
Yeah.
But then, once we settle on what to do, we need to get a wider church. See what some people that can help us. But we were talking about getting information on sisters, weren't we? Do that ever?
Yes.
Okay. But we probably discuss that at the same time. Yeah, and pick someone, or say we need to get somebody else.
Didn't you? You had a solicitor, didn't you, Chris?
Sorry, I switched off.
Um,
Switch on again.
The solicitor that talking about the 106, you had a quote from.
Yes, yeah, 3.5.
Yeah.
We have details.
Two seconds.
Do you have another form of flow?
I can.
Email, and it would be better to see what it might cost. I see, we'd all, and these were people that were not local. There was no vested interest involved, but that was only to look at it. Of course, we don't know what the true costs would be.
Did you get the terms and conditions?
That was on their website, yes. I would just want to tell them that they were very professional about it.
So that's 3 quotes then that we've got, isn't it?
Okay. But I think yes.
We can discuss that at the 106 meeting.
Okay, so open format days that pending 11.2 will pick that up, and the first item will be to discuss the feedback from that meeting, and maybe from other meetings that took place in a more hot kind of tempers with nothing more for any.
And is that also to discuss?
Yeah, I mean any input great be received. Okay, so 11.2, I'm catching up. To revise.
I sent those out and I issued them. Being, I thought, rather more focused than the others, because it is now such a pretty major subject that we should all stand on. I don't know. It's lost.
Any thoughts?
Well, I have actually, Alison, because in June last year, Nick Greenwood wrote these terms of for the working group, terms of reference.
I thought that was Amanda.
No, it was Nick Greenwood, and I've actually got the email. He actually sent it to every member of the council, and I've copied it, you and then I've copied the clerk in today. Agreed by 5 members of the working group, and sadly, it should have gone. It was even on the agenda in June July 2024, but never went to council because
Sorry.
Amanda obviously was at that point when she was leaving. She left in August, and we had no meeting in August. So I think that, but Nick Greenwood wrote these terms of reference, and I actually think they are better than the new proposed ones. I'm not saying that.
seen them.
You haven't seen them? Okay, right, well, they were sent out to everybody, and I've got the email here.
So what date did you send them?
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Because it should have been discussed and agreed in council.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
I wasn't aware of that, or I had forgotten or not seen it or whatever.
I can send it to you.
Yeah. So that was
It was-
why I wrote those.
it was
Get them all.
It was also passed by Amanda as well. She agreed with Nick that there was nothing. Ewan had a little say on it about the finance. Chris had just agreed it. Me, Simon and Nick had the meeting initially, and then everything was passed back to the working group. And then he sent it out to Amanda, and he sent it out to every single member of the council. I'll give you the,
It's not been.
But it's not been approved.
no, no, but it was approved by 5 members prior to the meeting. So it was discussed and everybody agreed them. But, so I'm going to get you the date.
When, the question, because I think what we need to do is,
I mean, I'm not saying, Alison, that we shouldn't have other members. Obviously, we're down to 2 members with Ewan now, so I'm not saying, I did say that to you. I said to you, when you came down, and I said to you about Cheshire Wildlife, I said to you, Alison, if you want to come on the group, you know, by all means. I'm not one who's going to say that I don't want you to come on the group, because if you want to be part of it, then I want you to be part
I
of
think
it.
every councillor should be, because it's now the number one thing. Of course, it has, because 2.5 years, nothing has happened, so it now needs to.
it says that we've made 4 councillors, and Chairman being an ex-officio member, well, there you go, that's everyone. So it
We've
doesn't.
got 3 more councils. Maybe.
Well, maybe we have them all then.
But I think,
Anyone wants to.
but I think we can, I suppose let's agree next on such a strategy. They're not very different from the one that I sent you, which was the last draft I found.
I'll tell you when.
Because you can always amend them at next meeting. Or if we have.
Yes, because that's the second.
So we just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just sensitive.
My house was the last one, that last draft that I thought I had, but
It was actually on, going through now, because
We've got
yes, okay, that's fair enough, you've got it, because I did send it to you, and I did send it, I actually thought I sent it to everybody, but, it was all done, and I've got a copy of it here. If you want, do you want to
I think just the speed and.
So I think it's just, if everybody's happy, I think that, when I spoke to Nick about the other day, I think that everything's on there. In actual fact, it's a complete one, because we know that he was very good at reports, even finances on it, which was something that Ewan stipulated. I think that we should just agree with the speed terms that we've done.
So, Alison, so you said, revised form. I'm lost because you're saying revised, but you're not seen it in the first place.
No, I looked at
Okay,
the original ones from Amanda. Those are the only ones that I got.
Yeah. So which one you want to, if what you might wish to be revised?
Well, some of the things that Amanda put in there, I thought needed to either come out or be included a little bit more. And I think I've also included as well in this as to whether or not we also discussed whether it becomes the Lake and 106 group.
a thing on its own, wouldn't it?
But I think if the labour and the 106 things in there, we can separate it out.
I think there's probably enough to work. I think we should all be members of both, but I think there's probably going to be enough to work within the working group.
Actually, that's what the bill, I mean, it's not.
Yes, say I don't see around us, no.
But it was sent to everybody, can you not?
No.
Whatever it is, with all the changes, I can imagine that.
But essentially covers the same thing. The important thing is that a plan is brought forward.
Yeah.
Well, this is a revised version.
Oh, the members.
Standard.
No, Nick actually wrote them.
A lot of it.
A revised version of it.
Yeah, I think we did the both.
Yeah.
All of them. But Nick's taken that.
Can I make a suggestion that when you've absorbed where it is at the moment,
And
although you ought to bring it forward as an agenda to speak with Chairman.
I think, but I know you're going with this. I think the proposal for me would be let's accept Nick's tonight, so we can get on with it.
Well, yeah,
But the first meeting doesn't mean you can't have a discussion around what else can brought up, and say, and then the next meeting we could amend them. But at the moment we can't do anything. We've had them for a year and no one has put them to.
It was actually on July.
Next version and then looking at that best meeting. You know, excellent. We can now book a meeting. Okay, Jane, my favourite word, fencing.
You have said.
Well, what it is a protection area to an area we're wanting to. So we're going back to the original plan that we were thinking of doing 12 months ago, other than these CiLCA logs or CiLCA, they help. I had another meeting with an expert, and he actually said that this is what he thinks that we should be using. That so I've priced it up. I've sent it to Lucy, but Lucy can obviously do with it whatever she wants to. There is another couple of companies, Lucy, who sell these as well, but CiLCA were the ones that I would recommend it to go to. So they're £581 plus delivery.
Each?
No, that's actually 15 metres. Five. 3 metres. So they come in a 3 metre roll, already planted. And Jeremy thinks that he's probably got another four stones, because we think that we need to go a little bit further round with stones. Now, it's something that we can, it's very, very simple. I've watched a video on it as well, where it's very easy for us to actually do this. It's not rocket science. We can do it between us. We can have a councillor's day out.
Ouch.
And do it. And then I've priced up some fencing. I've priced up some picket fencing to put round it. Again, just the original, not going into the water, just the 10 metres across, 5 metres, 5 metres, like we were originally doing. And the picket fencing is £581 plus delivery. And the chestnut paling is 204. Now again,
Is that a total?
yes, that's for us fitting it ourselves. And I think that we could do that as well.
My concern is, what are we actually using the fencing for? Is it to look pretty or
No,
nice?
to protect.
Is it to protect it?
Yes,
Is it to stop people?
it is.
I don't really think that the chestnut palings will stop anyone.
Okay. Well, we've got picket fencing, which I've priced up as well. It was
There's
the,
definite railing fence along the lane where people just, not eating either.
that was the one that was all. It was the one that we originally were going for. But since then, I've actually looked at this fenced in Chris, which sent it to Lucy earlier on. But I will show you because it's easy for me to go into my stance to Lucy.
Okay, that's all, that's fine.
So where will these core roads go? Where will they fit?
Sit right behind the stones. Yes, that is it.
So what is it?
It's plants, aquatic sort of like plants that would be, so it could be reeds, it could be wild iris, it's anything that's would do well in water, basically.
So you can choose whether it's weeds, royal, reeds.
Yeah, you can have weeds, because
We want loads of weeds with nettles in them.
It's not a big water, is it?
yeah, no, they are. Jeremy said that they actually would be in the water because the rocks really are in the water. They're right in the water, aren't they?
They are, they
So you'd have them behind that, and he doesn't seem to think that they're going to be
What's
behind the stones.
in the lake?
Yeah, so we've got the stones there, sorry, and then the Salix logs will just come right there at this,
In the water?
yes, and they will grow.
My concern is, I think that's a brilliant idea, because the benefits of that, and also the shrubs. We were going to always have the shrubs, 18 months ago, which would be.
It provides restoration through erosion areas,
Yeah.
yeah. Alison. If you actually have a little read up on it,
Well, see, it's
yes. I did send that yesterday to Salix.
It's a how you stop people from just ignoring it, abusing it. And as I say, I did then look at some fencing as well, and there is some green coated aluminium mesh type fencing that is portable. It's about £37 3 metres, with little concrete feet that you position it where you want it to go. It's like 2 metres high, so nobody can climb over it. It's got these little concrete things that you put them in. So you try and pick that up if you can. No,
That's the other type of fencing that I'm talking about.
but there again, it's so easily destroyed. How high would it be?
Well, it's.
I mean, I'll admit, it would look lovely.
But that's it. I think it's 3 metres. No, it's not 3 metres. I think it's
So if we put this out,
3 foot high, Alison. 3 foot high by 21 metres.
That's easily, because this lot, yeah. That's my concern, that a really nice fence like that will be great when everything has grown up.
I
Yeah,
think we were only talking ever about putting something to that sort of height initially there when we passed it last time though. We actually passed the Chestnut paving last time. I'm not saying it was right or whether it was wrong, but what I'm saying is that I think that this particular fencing now that I've just mentioned is more substantial.
I'd hate to be proved wrong, but I'm afraid I must admit, it's the one thing that I'm thinking of, that come next summer when the hooligans come, they either want the barbecue.
I think you can only go so high. Obviously, with this 106, you can only go so high, but it is.
You can go 2 metres.
Do we know how long you require to take to actually establish themselves? I mean, look to be established
Well,
Brilliant.
yeah, well, they'll grow pretty quickly, but I mean, obviously the height of them is the.
Well, how do you fasten them down?
Instruments.
Things them in.
Yeah, but it's incorporating the main post, and shoot them round.
And if it's just, so the rewilding, whatever it was, the planting in that area to find the soil was approved back in August, something like that. By the,
Last year.
yeah, so we have a budget of, I think, £1,800 allocated to it. So maybe this can be a discussion of you've got the money.
Maybe we just all get together.
We can be discussing. We don't need to agree it again. In principle, we agreed it, but then we just,
But I think the same influence is a particularly good thing. You could actually do a little bit of extra planting with them if you needed to.
Those are the kick stands then.
Mm.
But that's, that
Can you see where it's like, it's like, because
2 metres. 2 metres.
I mean, that's very, that's gonna.
It's horrid, isn't it? But it's temporary. Once you have grown up behind and people can't climb over, they can't employ that, then you can put your really nice fence in. When it's 100 feet, don't freeze. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me as well. I mean, I've got to say, I don't like the idea of something, so.
I don't, but I don't like the idea, even why spending £5 yeah, I mean, he spending £600 for some of the louts to do destroying it.
Might not.
Look what they've done to the tables and to everything else. I mean, even when you put those loft desks, these rock desks to start with, the first thing you did was try to pick them up and throw them in.
A few of them were tiny, definitely, so.
Yeah, I just don't,
I mean, the other thing that we could do,
I just want to make sure that it was secure.
Ewan,
yes,
could we go back to the fencing company, the original fencing company, and
Yeah, that
ask
was
them about their thing?
put down, yeah.
Could I have got approval to go and ask them if we can have them to do this?
I think we should. I think it's been very
okay, so there is a budget.
I mean, you can see what they are, Lucy, so if you wanted to get another couple of votes in, but I believe that if you read up on the sale, I think they're supposed to be one of the best things.
Right, proposal second for kicking it down to the group. Second. Those in favour? Okay, so that's got the agenda, and we'll dig out the exact amount of money we've got to spend. Okay, moving on. Council surgery update. Not much of an update.
Going, we have a nice plan for the room.
We did do it.
A few things. We didn't wait at time, so we put all the signage up for the.
So did nobody put down?
It was surprising because we just had
Yeah, I just tried
an informal meeting.
But we did say, as a council, we were always going to do it.
It was the
Yeah.
formal,
What was it?
it's the Tuesday.
People were saving themselves for the forum. Okay. What now? No, it's not agenda.
Well, that, can we not have this is part of, can you not read out these then, Alison, so people didn't have that example, and have these given to us?
No.
One thing we did say though, from people, that residents have said to us, it's all very well doing circulars, but then what happens, we don't get anything else. That what I'd like to do is put a list of all the issues that people have brought to surgery, so that we can review them as a council, and then we've done this, we've not done this, and we're going to do this.
Well, I think I'll do, I think I'll leave these with you, Sue,
Okay.
and you can do with it. You can see what and then you can put it on the agenda and just have the feedback from it, can't you?
Okay.
I would probably advise, if you're gonna discuss the feedback at the meeting, I would advise you keep it at the meeting.
Okay.
So, do you want to prepare a list for the next
Yeah.
meeting? I'll do that. Yeah. But in general, Jane, with things like that, the legal responsibility for sending the agenda right to the park. If people have stuff they're not discussing, they should send it to the park. That's what normally happens. But you could advise them, rest, things to do, that's the one. And we all,
Well, I've just said, no. Good night.
but I'd have to say, A, client doesn't know you've got it wrong, doesn't know there's information in there, would be unwise to accept it. Except for the donating person. Right, so confirm the meeting, the next meeting, date of the next meeting, 4th of December, Thursday, but 7:45, right, this way. Hello, place. Yeah, everyone happy with that?
Yes.
Nothing anyone wants to discuss in a closed session? Excellent. Okay, so 9:46, meeting is closed.